All right, so much for a cinematic edit to start this off. Well, we were trying to go get the S13 tuned, and well, I'll let Nico do the explaining, but long story short, obviously, we are not anywhere close to the shop. We were back at Nico's place. He took the S13 home yesterday, so then we were going to take it down to another neighboring city over to get this thing tuned. And then we were in the middle of trying to film a little cinematic to kind of start off the video and go to start it, everything's good, and then died, and then died, and then died. So he's troubleshooting it a little bit. She might be out of gas. Hopefully that is the case. Fingers crossed it's something small and easy like that, and then we can just get on the road, get this thing going, get it to the dyno, and start getting it tuned. It's a great way to start this one, but I'm going to blame Nico because yesterday at the shop, this guy was jinxing himself like, oh, this thing goes boom, or if this thing goes, if this goes, it's like, dude, don't put that out there. Don't put it out there. So hopefully everything's going to be fine. Nico's going up to the house to grab a fuel canister, and I believe we're going to take the truck to go get some fuel and make our way back here. Hopefully we can get back to the cinematic edit and get this thing tuned. This ain't no 240. Whoa.
Well, shit. Just, just my luck. I think I ran out of gas in my S13, so it was actually kind of funny because I made it home just fine, and then trying to fire it up this morning, it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I think I'm out of gas, so we're gonna go get some, and then we're gonna continue on to the dyno. We're gonna be a little bit late, so. But yeah, we're taking the trusty Steed. This is where my little hunt fit. This thing means business. This thing just turns really well.
Dude, this thing is glued.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, what? Not one bit of nothing.
The car doesn't weigh anything. Well, in comparison to other things, yeah. I need to drive this thing a little more. I might have to put the truck on pause and daily this thing for a while. Bro, I put on like 8,000 miles on my truck in like a few months that I've had it. It's kind of crazy. But my commute's like probably 60 miles a day, 6 days a week. It adds up, It's like we're not even going fast either,
No.
Local gas station.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Bro. It's just like I don't have a gauge in the car, so it just
It's been raw dogging it.
And I didn't really fill up anything yesterday. I should have.
You were just excited, all right? Oh. But this is the trusty Steed. She's a little dirty. She's a little dirty. But this thing rips, dude. Swear on this. Okay. We got racing fuel and the literal fuel here, okay?
I mean, shit, I wish it was racing fuel. Nah, we're trying to tune this thing on 92 today, just so I can drive it around, and we'll see how much power it makes. Freddie was saying something along the lines of Adam's car was making about 400-ish on pump, but I think his exhaust housing's a little bit bigger, and I think he's got bigger cams, but I'm not sure.
Plus, we'll crack the window so we don't get high on fuel here. So,
one of the best
scents
in the world. Some gasoline.
That's not JDM squash. What the fuck is that?
That's American-made gasoline. Well, let's see what happens. Man, I so hope it's just that it's out of gas. I swear to God, this is my like third or fourth time running out of gas this year.
This is the vet. I remember not too long ago.
I ran out of gas on the vet. Ran out of gas on my 1500 Chevy, and then this thing. And I forget, there was one more instance where I ran out of gas because I was like, I can make it. Like I got enough. Like
it's fine.
I think I can make it. Let's see if this remedies the problem. I'm just a person that doesn't think. Fifth time's the charm.
What do you say, 25th time's the charm?
25th time. I swear to God, I tried starting this thing like 10, 15 times. What sucks about US gas tanks is they have this like little flap on the inside that is super freaking annoying. If you guys have a JDM car, like they don't have this little flap on the inside. When you're trying to pour gas in, it just goes right down the little chute.
Well, she's fueled up.
Hope so. Let's try to see if it'll fire up. I gotta prime it a little bit. Pump. Get the fuel pump on. I could hear it right there.
Yeah.
It was out of fuel.
It wasn't making that sound earlier.
Oh, that sounds way better. It was just fuel.
That's crazy.
Well, if you want to grab the big camera, let's do it. Let's do an edit for you guys.
Okay, we're gonna run that back. So, cinematic edit in 3, 2.
Well, it ain't not like me not to have some shit go down, you know, but it's okay. We made it, and yeah, we're gonna set her up here in a little bit and get her all tuned up, and hopefully we won't have none of that going on because, yeah, running out of money, man. Running out of money. But no, yeah, really excited after my old motor toasted. This one's been getting put together for quite some time, and let's see what kind of stuff it does. Honestly, if it makes 350 horsepower, I'll be so happy. Like that, the gearbox in this thing, fortunately enough for me, is really wound up. So, like, even though I put a 6-speed in, I was like, oh yeah, it'll give me some more RPMs on the highway. Nope, I'll only maybe decrease them by like 500 RPM. So we're still at 3,500 at like 65. I'm doing like 3,500. Okay. So kind of sucks, but it's all right. But it's even with 350 horsepower, this thing will throw down. But I think it'll make a little bit more than that. But we'll see. That'll be decided upon Freddie, because I'm definitely not pushing that shit. So we're gonna get this thing up on the dyno and let's get it tuned. Let's see what happens. Well, per my usual self and me being utterly unlucky, we're done for the day, goddammit.
So we don't have the capacity.
After the first sesh, this thing's got basically a little bit of boost creep because of this not so well designed dump pipe by not us. This is something that's mass produced. We ain't throwing no shade, but hey, even though it didn't turn out, yo, check out this fitment though. No, check out that. Hey, bro, this is sitting on the fender. Come see your boy. So me and the mad scientist got to rip apart the block. So no, we don't have to do that. I don't know. There's something going on. I don't know what exactly, because Jeff had a similar issue. His stuff's boost creeping as well, and I think if I remember correctly, my wastegate's a 44 millimeter. We'll just double check and verify that. But we got to figure this out before we dyno it again, because right now this thing's a little turned up to 11, you know, so it's 10.5 to 1 compression on pump gas. It's not the best thing to be doing, but I do want some drivability on pump gas, because I want to be able to go and drive with my son, and, you know, go and sometimes yeet on the road, you know what I'm saying, grab some gears. Eventually it'll get tuned on ethanol. That'll happen when Freddie and the gang, along with FD, will come up for the Seattle round, and then Jeff and I will probably get our cars tuned on ethanol even better at that time. So we have to see what exactly is going on. For now, we're all done. Sorry. Not sorry. I can still kind of I'm until like 6,000 RPMs, so might not go anywhere fast. I think we made a whopping 314 horsepower for a whopping $40,000, $50,000 refresh under the hood, which I actually lost power. I lost 6 horsepower after spending all that money. God damn it. It's just my luck. But no, it's okay. We'll fix it. This is a minor issue, so we'll get this mended and then go from there. Well, now we're gonna unload this thing off the rack and then take it back to my house, park it for a little bit till I try to figure out exactly what's going on. I'm gonna try to see if Freddie can pull the log off of this on the way home, try to get up to that 6,000 RPM mark and see if it is creeping or not. Obviously not gonna be doing real time, so I just want him to make sure it's not something going on with the dyno. And Jeff's very he thinks that something else can be going on, because we have the same gearing, we have same gearbox, the rear end gear is pretty much the same. Actually, I think mine's a 3.8, his is a 3.6, so not too far off. But yeah, maybe there's something else going on. I don't know exactly. So I don't tune. I barely put the stuff together, so I'm an assembler installer.
All right, we're back at the shop. As you guys saw, everything didn't go as planned, which is unfortunate. Nico's still kind of working on a little bit on kind of what the plan of attack's going to be and kind of getting this whole thing addressed so that we can get everything tuned and everything taken care of. So I won't go on about that, as you guys kind of saw how everything unfolded. But one thing I will elaborate on just a little bit. Here in the next few days, it's going to be another track day. And in terms of the track day, something I am going to tease you guys with just a little bit is Jeff has been working on the RC, you know, getting everything taken care of, which you guys will see here soon, is that, You can tell the fender is still off the car. It's still in the middle of getting taken care of by one of our friends, Keelan, which maybe I'll plug those clips now. We visited him a couple weeks back and he was making some good progress on it. Everything looked very repairable and this thing should be in tip-top condition here shortly. And then the other little bit I will tease a little bit is, as you can see too, which let me remove this filter real quick. You can see that they brought in Ty's, or one of Ty's S15s. This is one of the cars we've been having out on the channel right now, and they are doing a little bit of work on it. If I remember correctly, it was going to be installing some switches, and then also they're going to be doing a new handbrake. Something that Ty does have in there is a pull-up handbrake instead of a pull-back. And something that we were talking about, which like makes total sense, especially being in like a right-hand drive car, is like having a pullback and being like, you know, dominant hand being your right hand. I can only imagine how difficult that would be, like with your left hand, having to kind of break away from the gear selector coming down and having to pull up instead of literally being able to go from like selector to handbrake. Like just the convenience kind of being there. And plus, honestly, it looks a little cooler, I'll be honest. All right, well, that being said, I think right now, I think the next thing we gotta do is the track day, and there might be one more video in between now and the track day. So we'll make sure to catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Maybe give us a little feedback on something you want to see, or something you see in the background and want to elaborate on a little more. But until then, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.